So with our knowledge of the for loop, I want to show you another example of how we can use this for loop with strings. Now, all strings are made up of a collection of characters, and in Swift, we can loop through each character in a string using our for loop. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to loop through all of the letters in my name and then print out each letter on a new line. To do this, I would first need to create my name property, right? So let's say let name equal Johnny. We could type Johnny Hicks, and then we'll start our for loop, right? And so in this case, we're going to say for character. And remember, you can call this whatever you want. It's just going to be the name of your constant that you used in the body of your loop. Okay. So for character in my items is going to be the collection of letters. In this case, it's my name string. Okay. So for character in name, I want it to loop through each one of those and print out the character. Okay, so then we can see that it does print out the characters of my name. Now, being able to use this for loop can really help us to write useful programs that would maybe give us the number of vowels in a string or the count of a certain letter in a string. So let's go ahead and say we want to see how many A's there are in the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So let's go ahead and set up this loop, but first we want to have a variable that keeps our count of this letter, right? So we're going to say variable count is equal to 0, okay? So next we're going to write for character in, and then I have this saved to my clipboard, for character in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, and I could save that string to a constant, right? For character in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, if my character is equal to the letter A, then what? Well, we want to increase my count by 1. Okay, and we remember with compound assignment, I can take my count and then do plus equals 1, okay, which will increase the value of count by 1 and then set count to that new value, okay? So then we'll go ahead and we'll print out our count here and run our code. And we know that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious contains 3 A's, okay? So what if we wanted to get a count of all of the vowels in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Well, we could modify our above code and use a bunch of double bar ors and say, or if the character is equal to E, or if the character is equal to I, or O, or U. But if we use a switch statement, we can actually combine those cases together, right? So let's do this again here. Let me comment that out. And let's say we've got our variable count, which starts at 0, right? Then we're going to say for character in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, we want to switch on our character, right? And our first case is going to be all of the vowels. And remember that we can combine cases, right? So I could do case A, or E, or I, or O, or U. Okay, so case A, E, I, O, or U, I want to increase my count by 1, right? Because we're looking for the count of the vowels in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, okay? And my default, well, I actually don't want anything to happen. Now, what I can do here in for loops is there's actually this word continue, which means do nothing but continue looping through my for loop, okay? So if I get to a character that isn't an A, E, I, O, or U, then I want it to move on or continue to the next character and iterate through my loop that way, okay? So let's go ahead and print out our count now. And we see that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious has 16 vowels.